It's more of a round look, and this is more of a blocky style. That's the difference, you know. So it reminds me more of my Smith & Wesson M&P 40. You know, you got the back straps, you know, you got the texture, the way the polymer feels with the metal slide, it feels different. So with it, like, my Hellcat doesn't feel like any of my other guns. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, because you want to be used to your guns, but at the same time, it feels different. This is familiar to me. This feels like an M&P to me. It feels like an M&P 40 to me, actually. So that was kind of good. You know, the ambi slide stop, ambi mag release. I replaced my ambi mag release with an Apex tactical mag release. So I don't have to break my grip at all in order to release the mag if I need to. A little bit of a pain to get in there correctly, not because of the piece itself, just because of the spring that goes back in here. The recoil spring on it originally was a little heavy. Replaced it with an Apex tactical guide rod and an NDV recoil spring. I ended up going with a 12-pound spring, and I love the way it feels now. So the grip texture is not the same as my Hellcat. I get it. It looks like it. If you look at them both, it looks similar because of the pattern, but it does not feel the same. I'm sorry. Those who say, oh, it's just as aggressive, no. This right here, this is my standard. Every gun that I own has to have a grip similar in texture to this or better. This is not there. It's grippy, but it's not there. It's not Hellcat standard. And when you look at it, when you feel the grip, it feels cheap. And I don't want to say in a bad way, because the gun is not that expensive. You're spending $600 for it compared to all these other guns. You know, it's $1,000 or more. But you can tell Springfield was looking more forward to the aftermarket than doing it themselves. So my grip on my Hellcat, I have no complaints. It feels solid. Magazine in, magazine out, feels good, right? This one, it felt cheap when I first got it. So I was disappointed, honestly. I mean, the setup of it, the look of it, everything about it is not bad at all. It just doesn't stand out. It doesn't give me warm fuzzies. Some of y'all will understand that better. So I was disappointed. All right, I'm being honest. I went ahead and got the threaded barrel version. So if I wanted to, I could put my Harrington Arms compensator on here or eventually suppress it. So I actually ordered a Feds Works barrel for travel with the gun if I choose to. I did order a 10-round magazine, so when I go to those states that are restricted for whatever dumb reason, I have a 10-round magazine. I have a regular standard barrel in here, not a threaded barrel, so this gun will be legal when I travel. I did purchase the Powder River Precisions trigger kit. I didn't get the trigger only because I was getting a bronze barrel and I wanted to get something that matched with the trigger. Not necessarily a bronze trigger, but maybe the safety shoe in bronze. But every company I contacted, I guess I'm not popular enough for them to do that for, and they don't do it regularly. So we'll stick with the black trigger for now. So I'll show you a little bit later on the pull test, trigger pull test, because your boy upgraded. I seen them other YouTubers and how they was doing, so I upgraded. Got me a little trigger gauge. So I'll show you how it is now, which I've done. It's about a 4.5. And then I'll show you how it is after I add that in there. So besides the grip, the texture, feel of it, the look of it, I mean, the slide serrations are cool. I'm not gonna lie, they're nice. You know, the little trench cuts and all that stuff. But it's not, I mean, it's Walter PDP. You know, that's the feel of it, honestly. Like, it's not, it looks good, it looks different. So I think that's why a lot of people are hyped about it, but it's not special. I've always loved Springfield sights. I got the 2 dots on the rear. I know people complain about the U-notch. I love the U-notch. I don't care. That's just how some people are. you know, personal preference, but at least they come out with 2 versions. But everything else about the gun ain't bad at all. It just, if you don't have a full-size gun already, and you especially if you don't have a 2011, then you can get this gun. You'll like it. You'll honestly like it. But if you already got all that, it's just another gun in your arsenal. It's not something you're gonna be like, oh man, that's it. I'm gonna carry this forever. You know, nah, it's not like that at all. I mean, shooting flat is cool, but I got plenty of guns to shoot flat. And as long as your fundamentals are there, you can make most guns shoot flat. Like, I can make my Hellcat Pro shoot flat. Like, it's no big deal. So, like I said, your favorite YouTuber hyped this gun up a little too much. I'm letting you know, it's a great gun. But is it the best gun ever made? Like they making this out the same? Nah. Is it killing P320s? No. Is it killing Glocks? No. It's a great alternative. For those of you who are non-Glock boys, I'm a non-Glock boy. For those of you who are non-SIG boys, I'm not a non-SIG boy, I just don't own any SIGs. For those of you who love Springfield and just didn't like the XDM and wanted something modular, here's your version right here. This is for you. This is for you Springfield fanboys. And I guess I would be one too, since I have a Echelon. He's not usually affectionate with me or people, period. He doesn't sit still that often. But for some reason, I guess when I start recording, he loves being around me. So, you know, I got to add this in the video. You got to see the bully. Maybe you just see a little bit of his head. I apologize for that. But you want to say hi to the camera? You want to say hi to the fam? Say hello. You want to say hello? Say hi. You want to speak? Speak. Speak. Good boy. Good boy. All right, go sit down. Love you. Those who want to know, it's a Wheeler Engineering trigger puller. I don't know how it compares to all the other ones because I don't have other ones. So this is what you get. I got this at Bass Pro Shop as well. So y'all know I've been doing a lot of shopping there lately. All right, so you've seen the trigger pull with it. I'm gonna come back so you can see the trigger pull with it after I install the kit. I'm gonna do that off camera. See you in a minute. All right, fam, we're back. So I just got done replacing the sear spring, the safety sear spring, the striker spring, and the striker safety spring. All right. If you do this yourself, you can always go to a competent gunsmith, but if you do it yourself, realize there's gonna be a lot of springs popping out all different directions. So please pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure your area is clean, so if one does pop out, you can easily find it. I had it pop out twice. The safety is 6 ounces. All right, so enter. So my average was 2 pounds, 9.5. Or trigger safety, let me know so I can replace this Echelon 1 so I can have it match my barrel when my barrel comes in. Run down what we've done to the gun so far. Apex tactical magazine release extended. So if you remember, the ambi safety poked out on both sides from all the reviews you've probably seen already. This one only pokes out on the side you want it on, left or right. So if you can see right here, it kind of makes that flush, so you can't release the magazine from that side, but it's more pronounced on this side. So it kind of pushed it over. I mean, it's a whole different one. It's got a different grip and everything, but it kind of just pushed it over. So we did that. Guide rod spring, 12-pound spring, striker spring, striker safety spring, sear spring, and the safety sear spring have all been changed out so far in my firearm. the Holosun PID Lite, the smaller version. So that's good to go. So all in all, the gun is straight. I like the modularity. I like working on it. It's like a transformer, like some Legos. I'm cool with that. So that part of it, I love. But as far as it being just such an amazing gun, there's so many amazing guns out there. Walther PDP, the Zev OC9 Hyper Comp, Shadow Systems makes great guns. Staccato, of course, you run into that. The SIG P320, P365, Smith & Wesson. That my first gun was a Smith & Wesson M&P40, and I have a Shield as well. I love them as well. So there's plenty of great guns out there. So don't feel like you're obligated to get the Springfield Echelon. Now, if you want something modular and you're not a SIG fanboy, or you don't like Glocks, so you don't grow with the Zev, then go with the Echelon. Hopefully in the near future, more aftermarket support for it. But if you already have a P320, you don't have to get it. If you got money, you want to, go ahead. If you already got a Zev, then there's no point in really getting this either. But unless you want to, add it to your collection. I mean, Springfield did a great job with it, but they didn't do anything that just made it super amazing to where you just got to run out and buy them up. Like, nah, it's not like that. Hey, so real quick, one thing I forgot to mention. Springfield did mess up with one thing though, and your YouTuber didn't tell you about this. So the VIS system, the Viz system for the optic plate, correct? 30 different optics can fit on here. That's what they'll tell you, right? But one thing Springfield messed up on was they make the Hex Dragonfly. The Hex Dragonfly will not fit on this. You have to buy an adapter plate in order to be able to fit all the I think it's the Doctor mounting system. So let me list all the optics that won't fit on this and you need an optics plate for. So we already know about Aimpoint. We already know about the 509T. Those require optic plates. But Anytime I tried to, whenever it was time for it to lock back, it wouldn't, because I was holding that down. And once I realized that, I stopped, I changed my grip, and I moved my thumb over some, and I didn't have that issue again. So that was my fault. So there were no issues with the gun itself. Anything that happened was induced by this idiot right here. So let's get back to, I think we're doing final thoughts, something like that. So back to that. See you in a minute. And then hopefully Icarus Precisions, hello. Hey, I need a grip, because I seen what y'all did with the Zev. I seen what y'all did with the P320. I seen what you've been doing with the Glocks. I'm gonna need you to hurry up. Go ahead and announce it for SHOT Show 2024. And then a month later, have it available so I can go ahead and order one. Also, this gun is only $600 and something, almost $700. Please, Icarus, please, if you hear me, don't be charging $400 or $500 for your grip. Your grip can't cost almost as much as the gun, okay? $300, $350 max, please. Okay, can we agree on that? Inflation's high, people, everything's high, ammo's high, everything's high right now. We got an ammo shortage going on supposedly. So please, Icarus Precision, please make a grip for this. 3 colors, do the green, do the black, do the purple. No, 4 colors, and do the red. $350, and please have it out a month after SHOT Show. Announce it during SHOT Show 2024, and then have it available right after, a month, within a month. So, all right, people, so I'm out. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate those you love. Appreciate those that love you too. All right, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.